So we say good afternoon and welcome to the coverage of the Issa All-Ireland Under 16 basketball final between Calabar and of course Manchester High. And with 4.5 minutes to play in the first quarter, it is Calabar leading by a shade at 10-9. Interesting to note that this Manchester team, they defeated Bel Air yesterday. We'll tell you the scores in just a while. Manchester defeated Bel Air yesterday in that semi-final. We'll tell you what the score was in that semi-final yesterday. But of course, Calabar winning their semi-final. And the Calabar team coached by Ludlow Barker defeating Campion College 65-60. Here comes Wolmer's again. Oh! That player crashing the rack and getting the foul and will go to the line to shoot two. So Manchester defeating Bel Air 55-33 at States. And as a result got known to the championship decider. And as we said before, Calabar stopped being Campion College 65-60. Under 4 minutes to play in this matchup here. So St. George's College, the defending champion of the Under 16. And we say good afternoon to Mr. Alvaro Mickey. Alvaro Mickey is a national coordinator for life. He has been in the sport ever since I got involved in about 1996-97 Junior Caricom Basketball Championship, when Jamaica hosted and won the male section and lost the female section to Bahamas with Tamila Murray. So we say good afternoon, good evening, or good night wherever you are watching our coverage. Just about 29-30 persons on the live view. We say good afternoon, good evening, or good night to you, or good morning wherever you're watching the broadcast from. This is the Issa All-Ireland Under 16 final between Manchester and, of course, Bel Air. So the first shot is good. And the second shot to follow. So 13-10 the score in favor of Wolmer's. This is the Calabar team now. With the big man inside, he wears number 15, Day, crashing the boards, missing the rebound, and Manchester comes the other way. Up strong. Oh! What a beautiful finish. 15-10 the score. 3.5 to play in this the first quarter. So later on to come, though, we should have the grand finale between Jamaica College and Wolmer's. A repeat of the urban area or Southern Conference High School final where Jamaica College won. And so Wolmer's will want to exact. It was a best of 3 series. And Jamaica College won 2-1. So unlike that urban area final where it was a best of 3, now it's just 1 game. And The score now 15-11. National Coordinator Alf Remiki is with us. Mr. Remiki, certainly unable to speak with us, but we'll be back later on. This is Manchester with it now. Oh, the player thought that he was fouled over the back. That time it was Oral Daly taking the shot for Calabar. The runner was Joseph, Nicoy Joseph, who did so well in the semi-final at this location earlier this week. That was on Wednesday. Here we are now, this Manchester team. They want this Urban Under 16 title. Hold on to the defensive rebound. Oh, offensive rebound, make it. Calabar trying to stay alive. Manchester. Oh, good fight under the rack from Daly. Calabar goes the other way to Walker on the dribble now. The bounce pass was to Day. He's a center. Might have lost the handle on it. So at this juncture, 2:14 left to be played in the first quarter, with Manchester leading 15-13 entry pass. And Mortgage unable to convert the shot. And so Mortgage will go to the line for Calabar to shoot two. 15-13 the scoreline, and Manchester leading by 2 points. So Calabar in green, if you're just joining us, we're saying good afternoon. And Manchester in brown with the white sash. Here comes Manchester going the other way. That player perhaps doing too much. It was number 55, Samuel Smith, on the dribble. Lost the handle on it, but Manchester will stay alive. Oh, that was a nice reverse attempt, but it couldn't drop. Good try. Good fight under the basket. Here comes Walker. Off to the races. He can go all the way. Can he? The bounce pass. The lane is clogged. Oh, Calabar still alive. Walker goes up. Blocked from behind. What an interesting and a fast pace this has turned out to be. Oh, great move. Oh, sweet shot. What a glorious finish that time in transition from the number 13 player, Oral Daly of Manchester. Calabar trying to find the answer. Day with the shot. Ball rims out. Manchester still alive. This is Joseph. Lost the handle. Calabar getting in all sorts of trouble now. 3-on-1 fast break. A scoop shot. Missing the mark. Joseph goes away. Find Walker to his right. Walker at the back door, which is wide open. Manchester holding on to that lead at Manchester High in this under 16. Issa under 16 All Ireland basketball final here at the UWI Bowl. Hear the crowd shouting defense. The Calabar supporters, that is. Smith on the inside, kissing the glass, getting one more to count. 19-15 the scoreline. With under 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. What an exciting and ferocious finish this is turning out to be in the first quarter of this contest. Walker on the dribble. Stop. Hops. Goes left, take the shot, miss. Manchester with a fast break. And they lost it in transition. 6.1 second to go. A timeout called. Cooling the tempo of this contest. I thought it was a timeout. It wasn't. 4 seconds to play. Joseph for Calabar. Spots up for three. It doesn't fall. Oh, what an exciting first quarter this has turned out to be between Manchester High and Calabar here at the UWI Bowl. Our fans online here on Issa Sports TV enjoying the action from end to end, as well as our fans here inside the gymnasium at the UWI Bowl. Just to tell you that to come later on, we'll have Wolmer's up against Jamaica College in the grand finale of the Under 19 All-Ireland final. Jamaica College defeating Manchester 77-73 in their semi-final. While Wolmer's got to the championship decider with a 69-67 win. So Jamaica College getting to the final with a 77-73 win over Manchester. And in a little while we'll tell you Wolmer's defeated Kingston College in their semi-final. If memory serves me right, I thought it was 69-67. But we'll just double check that and tell you in just a while. 77-79 was the final score, getting the confirmation now from our producer. So the teams playing for trophies and medals. So 77-79 in semi-final 2. And just to say good afternoon to some of our friends watching from Chicago. And also we have 2 viewers from Maryland. Saying good afternoon to them as well. Many persons tracking all live coverage. We're getting set now to go into the second quarter of this matchup here at the UWI Bowl. It's between Manchester in brown with the white sash and Calabar in their usual green and black. Manchester, they lead 19-15 over Calabar, a 4-point advantage heading now into the second quarter. So 19-17 the score. So it was 19-15 at the end of the first quarter. And Calabar getting a second bucket of this quarter. Here comes Manchester now. Slowing down the dribble, looking for the entry pass. They have for company up top Johnston. Inside, finding his center. They were looking for something there, like a call. Smith couldn't get it, and so Walker dribbles away for Calabar. Mortgage is with him. Joseph to his left. Good passing options. Bounce pass to Joseph, who turns, unable to score. And Day was right there under the rim and converts with minimum fuss. Day and Mortgage could be the power brokers for Calabar down the stretch. Because as it regards height, they're among the tallest on the court. And only number 55, Smith, or make that, yes, 55 Smith of Calabar, the one to challenge as it regards the aerial battle in those loose balls on the offensive or defensive rebound. Oh, great attempt at the reverse. Smith with the putback missing. Manchester still alive, and a whistle on the play. Ever so often when the lanes are clogged and Manchester High gets the space, the Calabar defenders or centers, if you will, are always there to box out and challenge for the rebound. Coach Ludlow Barker, the head coach of Calabar, calls a timeout. So, after the timeout, so in the event you've just joined us, we say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you're watching the live broadcast. This is the Issa All-Ireland Under-16 basketball final between Manchester High School in brown with white sash and Calabar in green and black. Calabar leading at the moment, 21-20, with 7.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. And the first quarter ending 19-15 in favor of Manchester. On the dribble, Walker loses the handle in traffic. Away comes Manchester. Can they hold on to it? Calabar quickly on defense. Oh, that would have been a sweet pass. A flying attempt by White. He was trying to find his teammate in the corner, but the intended pass was wayward. So to come later on, we'll have Jamaica College going for the double. That's the conference and all-island double. Jamaica College will face off with Wolmer's in the senior under-19 all-island final later on at the same venue. Whistle on the play. Joseph drawing the foul. I think it was on number 13. We'll double check that, yes. Make that number 13, Oral Daly, one of the big men for Manchester High School. So Joseph getting the first one to count, 22-20 the score in favor of Calabar. And Calabar goes further in front by 3. Just under 7 minutes to play now in this second quarter. I can promise you, ladies and gentlemen, watching this broadcast here in the gymnasium and watching live, that this matchup is going to increase in intensity. Oh, what a great putback that time by number 55 Smith of Manchester, keeping this Manchester team in the game. They trail now by just a point. Joseph to Walker up top. Joseph trying the spin move. He lost the handle on it. Still surviving. Finding Day. A skip court pass. The man who wears number 4, Walker. Oh, good attempt and a good finish that time. So Calabar maintaining that lead ever since they've gone in front from the first quarter when they came close before Manchester pulled away, and Calabar went back in front for the first time since the first quarter. Calabar went in front at the start of the second quarter when they trailed 15-19. They trailed by 4 points. But ever since then, Calabar have been holding on to the lead. They lead now by just a point. Joseph on the dribble. Waits. Good decision to find his teammate that time. Brown. Joseph spots up. Long range shot. It doesn't drop. Off to the races. McConough. The bounce pass. Daly on the inside for Manchester. Calabar not giving any good looks. There's a whistle on the play. It was Shavar Bogle who was fouled. I doubt that it will be a shooting foul. They'll inbound the ball from the baseline. 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Can Manchester get something out of this play? No. They're still alive, however. There's a whistle. Not a shooting foul, and so Calabar will have the inbound. So both teams staying in touch with each other. As I said before, since Calabar have gone in front, they've held the lead. And they went in front in the early stages of this, the second quarter. That was an awkward shot, but the player getting something to show for it, which is an attempt at the line. So neither shots will drop for that shooter, but Calabar with the possession still. Manchester showing everlasting strength. Whistle on the play. And this now should be a shooting foul. At the line for Manchester to take the shot should be Shavar Bogle. But a timeout called by the Calabar coaching staff. A perfect time perhaps to talk things over. And Manchester High will do likewise in this contest, which certainly has been close up to this stage. 4:17 left to play in the second quarter. We're at the UWI Gymnasium. Calabar, the team in green, and Manchester, the team in brown. Calabar in their green and black on this Jamaica Day here in Jamaica land we love, where many persons wore the national colors, black, gold, and green, including yours truly, showing a level of patriotism at the same time enjoying their respective sporting disciplines across the island. And as we mentioned, sporting disciplines across the island, several sporting disciplines that should be contested or will be held this weekend, including the 50th staging of the Gibson McCook Relays at Kingston's National Stadium, where several high schools, Edwin Allen, Hydel, Excelsior, St. Jago and Woolmers on the girls' side, along with Kingston College, Jamaica College, a resurgent Calabar, Steertown, and St. Jago, who won the Central Championship just 2 days ago, to face off at Gibson Relays in the 4x1, the 4x2s, the 4x8, the 4x4, the mixed relays, and several other events on track. But for this afternoon, it's Manchester and Calabar facing off for the Issa All-Ireland Under-16 high school basketball title. Calabar defeating Campion 65-60 to get here in this championship decider, and Manchester defeating Bel Air 55-33 to get to this final. Calabar on the dribble. Ball up top. Looking for a shot. That Calabar player couldn't get it, but it was Brown who made the pass initially. This is Manchester. Down low. There's a whistle on the call on the play. I thought it was Day, the guilty party, who wears number 15. And so as long as Manchester can go to the line, the score's locked now at 25 all. As long as Manchester can go to the line, they'll back themselves with a relatively good chance against Calabar, or Rabalak, if you will. So Collins missing the first shot, scoring the second to put Manchester back in front now. Joseph trying to run into pass position. Pass receiving position, broken up the time in transition. Here comes Manchester with it once again, through Sharp. Finding Collins. Long range shot, kissing the front of the rim, no good. So Day telegraphing the pass. And a pass meant that time for Joseph was quickly broken up. In fact, the pass was meant for Brown of Calabar, but it was broken up. Joseph on the inbound. So the offense moves through Joseph and Walker for Calabar. Day on the dribble. Can Walker spot up for three. Ups the passes inside. Broken up by Manchester. Joseph slices the defense. Oh, good finish. There's a whistle. Not too sure why, indicating something. As our viewers on the live dropping some comments. And O'Neill Watson saying good luck teams. So as long as you drop your comments, we'll get a chance to read them for you. But in your picture, you're watching Manchester High in the brown with the white stripes, and Calabar in green, black and white. Oh, Smith under the rack. Oh, getting it to fall. In the end, he was surrounded by two defenders, but it never mattered. He was strong enough to finish. Manchester by a shadow. Mortgage off the rack. Answering Calabar's run. Or answering Manchester's point. Sharp. Oh, that was good. In fact, it was from Bogle. So the fans now cheering on their respective teams. Those from Manchester. And the others from Red Hills Road, from Calabar. Joseph gets past three defenders and draws the foul. He will go to the line. So the Manchester High coaching staff calling a well-needed timeout at this juncture. So to come later on, as we say, again, good morning, good evening, or good night. And TP on the live says, let's go Manchester. O'Neill Watson earlier said good luck teams, and he also said coach back on the sideline. As we look at Calabar with the biggest man in your picture facing our cameras, that's Ludlow Barker. So we're still in the second quarter, with Manchester leading by a point. So Coach Sullivan talking things over with his Manchester Chargers. Joseph at the line now. He wears 30. And Calabar will move to 30. So both teams locked up now. Under 2 minutes to play. This contest certainly has been close because there's been at least 5 lead changes so far. Calabar in front just by a whisker. Bogle on the dribble along with his teammate White. Smith hoping to turn in traffic. Losing possession at the time. Here is Calabar with it now. Joseph up top. Walker. Brown was there. Wasn't confident. And so Manchester gets a steal. Off in transition. Waiting for the big man. Puts the ball on the floor. Hoping to turn. Losing it in traffic. Joseph goes high. Couldn't finish. Manchester with the rebound. This is Bogle. Not too sure if one day he too will be a national hero like a Paul Bogle from Stonygut in St. Thomas. Long range attempt. Oh! He's aiming slowly for the player of the match. He has gotten some good looks so far in this contest, Bogle, and have made them count. Entry pass. Oh! Like a dagger to the heart of the Manchesterians. The big man from Calabar. Day, seeing the light of day, going up, drawing the foul, getting the basket to count with one more. And that's an attempt at the line, possible three-point play. Under 30 seconds to play in this second quarter. They couldn't get it to fall. And so Manchester, hoping to stay alive. Calabar with a steal. Getting one more! Calabar alive and well. The spirits of the greats and of the past live within them. These players know all too well that this matchup is far from over. But in the meantime, they're giving it their all. Joseph could be a smooth operator, but the buzzer was turned off. 35-35. What an exciting second quarter it was. Beautiful drive towards the finish at the end of the first half. Both teams locked up at 35 apiece. Manchester High and Calabar at the end of the first half. We'll take a break for approximately 10 minutes. And when we come back, we'll continue our coverage of this Issa All-Ireland Under 16 basketball final here at the UWI Gymnasium. In my assessment, though, of the first half, obviously, the Manchester High School team, they started well. In fact, getting some information on the coach. Damian Sullivan, the coach the coach of Manchester. Coach, just a quick word as you run to your dressing room. Won't keep you long. Obviously, it's been a tight contest from start to finish. What's the difference now as you head into the second half?
Well, we came here to feel out this court, and we've done so. It's a tie game going into the second half, and we're just here to enjoy the game of basketball and just see where it takes us from there.
All right, Coach. Thanks again. All right, so we'll catch Mr. Sullivan later on, running off to the dressing room with his team. But
My respect. Yeah.
so with us also too is the principal of Manchester High, Mr. Jasper Gabriel. How are you doing, Mr. Gabriel?
I'm giving thanks. Yeah, man.
Obviously, Mr. Gabriel, you've been loving what's happening so far with your team staying in this tug of war with Calabar.
Yeah, it's a real dogfight, but we are in it to win it. We have been doing exceptionally well, so I expect a good result. We had two teams in the semi-final. Unfortunately, seniors lost to JC. We have come back today to take this one, and we intend to do just that.
The defending champion is St. George's College. They're out of it. But Calabar, like yourself, are hungry for the title. What is it that the coaching staff perhaps will say to the players as we head to the second half?
Yeah, stay focused, follow the instructions given to them, and just fight all the way until the final whistle. Two good teams, and at the end of the day, I figure the team that wants it more will get it, and I think that's Manchester.
Two other questions from you before you go, Mr. Gabriel. How happy are you that a rural school is represented in the All-Ireland playoff? Because usually the schools from Kingston and St. Anne usually dominate.
Absolutely grateful. Bel-Air was in the semi-final as well, and we happen to have two teams in the semi-final and no one team in the final. So it's a testament of the amount of work that is going on in rural Jamaica. And I must give a special shout out, if you'd allow, to Sports Development Foundation. They gave us two brand new hard courts, so that has fast-tracked our development and also has helped the other schools around to improve their craft as well. So really fascinating that the rural teams are matching up with those in the urban areas.
Indeed, and to see a Bel-Air going so deep into the competition as well.
Most definitely, and we are neighboring schools, so it has always been a hot contest between us both. In fact, yesterday's game was played at a neutral venue.
Stats.
Yes, because they didn't want to come on our home second game. So such is the intensity, but good team, and we expect that the tradition will continue.
Last one before we let you go, the Intersecondary School Sports Association, Issa, the governing body of high school sports. Obviously, this is just a testimony to what they have been doing to develop grassroots sports. How happy are you, though, for the work that Issa is doing? And even now, this game has been broadcasted live.
Yeah, absolutely. Issa has been, has a great tradition in just developing sports island-wide. I want to say thanks to all the sponsors that have come on board, because it's really difficult financially for schools to manage on their own. There are other schools that would love to be able to participate in these competitions, but the resource is just not there. So we really rely on Issa and sponsors to do that. Leadership team is great, and Issa is just doing a fantastic job unearthing the talents that exist across the country.
Thanks again, Mr. Gabriel. Nice talking to you, Mr. Gabriel. Blessings. Former JTA president. I just remember now. Thanks again, sir. All right. With us, of course, is the man Nyron Hurd. And, of course, Nyron Hurd. Today's matchup between Calabar and, of course, Manchester High. An interesting first half. How do you assess it?
A very interesting first half. So first and foremost, I must say that basketball is in a good place. From what I'm seeing, this is an under-16 match, and it's
being live. Is it being broadcast live? Yeah?
Yes, it's broadcast live. The marketing, the branding is really great. Wonderful job by Issa, and of course the quality of the game. It's really good. It's really good. Anybody missing this one? Well, it's live, so you might be seeing it if you're at work. But if you can get here, please get here. Yeah. You're really missing out.
It all goes well, as you said before, Coach. You being head coach of Camperdown, Nyron Hurd, for almost a decade. You would have seen it all, under 16, under 19, girls and seniors and so on. How well does this stack up for you, though, in the achievement of basketball A and, of course, the grounds that Issa is covering for high school sports?
Well, from what I have seen, Issa has made some major moves, in helping basketball to the level to get it where it is at now. And I must commend the coaches. The coaches are doing, I would say, a better job. Let me put it that way, because we're seeing way better athletes at a younger level. Because as I said, this is an under 16 match.
And it is extremely competitive. There's no one team blowing out the other.
Yes, and it's you have several persons on both teams that are really standouts. You know, like the number 6 for Manchester, yeah, and the number 13, yes, for Manchester, and you have Antoine Day from Calabar, Joseph's the number 30, yes. So we can talk about 2 standouts. Normally they have a team in the finals and only one standout, but the quality
is spread.
Yes, wonderful game we're having here.
Thanks again, Coach. So that's Coach Nyron Hurd, part of the organizers or the organizing committee of the Jamaica Basketball Association, and of course ensuring that everything works to the T in the backdrop of this matchup. You're witnessing, of course, live pictures, and at this juncture it's the Calabar team in green and black. They're getting warmed and ready for what we should witness now, the third quarter. The third quarter of this Issa All-Ireland Under-16 final between themselves and Manchester. That's Manchester High. As the Manchester High School team comes back from the locker room or the dressing room, and they'll be going on court shortly to get warm and to continue in this matchup. At the moment, though, the score is 35 all. Both teams locked up at 35. And of course, all 68 persons on or live, we say good afternoon, good morning, good evening, or good night. And once you send your comments, then we'll read them. TP earlier said, let's go Manchester. And Black Beauty Sheikh says, Chester all the way. And TP writing again, thanks for the live broadcast. Such a blessing. You're welcome on behalf of the entire crew. Yours truly, Dwight Fraser, doing duties here this afternoon as we look at the Manchester team in your picture, just stretching and getting warm to get out there for what should be an exciting third quarter. It has been exciting and interesting over the course of the first 2 quarters, and we expect that intensity to continue. The man in the bright green with his back turned to us, Nyron Hurd, the coach of Camperdown, who we spoke with last. And before him, Mr. Gabriel, the principal at Manchester High School. Not sure if Mr. Karcher, that's the principal of Calabar, is with us this afternoon. We'll grab a quick word with him if he's in attendance. If not, then we'll have to speak to a member of the coaching staff. Ludlow Barker leads the operations at Calabar as it regards the basketball program. A former player with the Brave Chiefs, Ludlow Barker, along with Roger Marshall and Andrew Boland and several others, would have won several titles in the Berger Paints Division 1 basketball competition way back in the day. That's way back in the 1990s. And of course, another team out of that era too would be Constant Spring All-Stars with Basil Barrett as a head coach. They had won a championship as well. I think it was back in 1997. Mustangs won the last Division 1 title in 98. Their last Division 1 title in 98. And Pete Matthews, part of Kingston College fame, won the first and only title for Running Rebels back in 1999 when they defeated Brave Chiefs in that final. So O'Neill Watson typing again says C-Bar as a new principal, yes? We'll verify that. And John Mark Brown says Daly and Bogle like Shaq and Kobe. Of course, Daly, the center for Calabar. And Bogle is one of the dribblers for Manchester. So we have action on the way now in this third quarter Manchester understanding well that they're up against a good Calabar team, and Calabar likewise showing great respect to Manchester. We swing now into the third quarter. Oh, against the window. It was Day with the first 2 points of this quarter. White was looking for passing options, getting it through Johnson. Bogle puts the ball on the floor, goes up hard. In fact, couldn't get it to drop. In fact, the man taking the shot just now, Shavar Bogle, losing the handle on that possession, but Manchester still alive. Bogle with it once more. Want to spot up for three, changes his mind, move the ball up top to White. Can White shoot? Oh, ball ring me out. Manchester with their own rebound. A fight for the loose ball under the rim, and Calabar survives. These athletes certainly demonstrating great skills. Oh, it was a flyer. And Walker took off like a plane getting ready to leave the runway. He was brought down, but fell in the safe arms of his teammate. It's a hectic start to a competitive third quarter, and Calabar calling for time. They lead by 4 points. Under 7 minutes to play in this third quarter. And the same intensity that we saw in the previous quarters we're seeing now. In the event you've just joined us, this is the Issa All-Ireland Under 16 High School Basketball Final. So Walker will go to the line for Calabar. Oh! Daly getting the rebound. So a Manchester High School player scoring in his own basket. Not very often do we see that. Oh, that player knew he had to make up for the mishap just now, Bogle, and he did likewise. Calabar leading by 4. Wanting to extend the lead, down the lane, missing the mark. Still with the rebound, the green and black standard bearers. There's a whistle on the play. Manchester will hold on to possession. Here we go now with under 8 minutes to play. Manchester in brown, Calabar in green and black. As the principal of Manchester, Mr. Gabriel, said, no pun intended, for the want of a better term, a dogfight. This is a slugfest, a battle under the rim, and Day survives, pulling it with all his might. Sampson was strong, and so too Day. He's waiting in the ring, getting the bounce pass just outside the key. An entry pass to Walker, who could have scored a runner, but Manchester survives. This is Johnson, looking for passing options. A shot taken, unsuccessful in the attempt. So a 4-point lead by Calabar, their biggest yet in this contest. Joseph on the dribble. Day finding options. That player missing the mark. Manchester goes the other way. 2-on-1 fast break is it. And Calabar quickly closing the door on defense. Bogle. Oh, it's wayward. Walker, he's patient for Calabar, exercising the patience of Job. Manchester with Bogle, perhaps doing too much and then lost the handle on it. There's a whistle indicating that there was a foul, and Manchester will perhaps get the ball from the baseline or the sidelines. We wait to see. Or the possession will belong to Calabar, yes. So a substitution called on the part of Manchester. With number 13, Daly, checking out, and coming in is Micah Knight. I'm predicting that this matchup will go down to the wire. Walker on the dribble, hoping to go back door. Oh, there was a flicker of light. There was a glimpse of hope. And Calabar, just like their motto, utmost for the highest, got it in the end. Inside and drawing the foul. That time it was number 4, Johnny White. So the Manchester high school players recognizing too that if they struggle to shoot on the outside, all right, a good finish that time for Manchester. Their number 55, Samuel Smith. As I said before, if Calabar hold the idea of slowly pulling away, Manchester finding ways to drag them back. A great hustle that time. And the player arguing at the referee, Davin Johnson, and the referee indicating exactly where the lines are. That's the baseline. There are 2 lines there, one in green and the other in white. And it's the line that's in white that borders the basketball court. And for young players, it might be difficult sometimes to navigate and or negotiate. There's a whistle on the play. The respective lines on the court, and this gymnasium used for multiple sporting events, including netball, including volleyball. And so there are several lines. But usually a coach will tell his player to let it go. You can't spend the entire game arguing about one call. Let it go and move on. Bogle, will he let it go? He will drive. He's blocked. A rebound. Oh, my word. Manchester High staying in this fight. Micah Knight. If you could not crown him king, at least he could be knighted by that attempt. What an awesome finish. He will go to the line for a possible 3-point play. 5:15 left to play in the third quarter. And Calabar has been reigning by this Manchester team. Knight for one more. They trail now by just a point. Ladies and gentlemen, Hang on to your seatbelts. This will be a driving finish. Here is Manchester the other way. They lost the momentum earlier on. They are alive and well, staying in the party. And a whistle sounds, and it seems as if the Calabar player would have been fouled there, Khalil Brown, but got a knock to his ear, but seemed to be okay. But this Manchester team in the last 2.5 minutes certainly have upped the ante, have turned up the heat inside the gymnasium, have kept Calabar honest. The Calabar Lions seeking to roar, and Manchester taming them at will. Here is Calabar once more. Joseph with a crowd shouting defense. A fight for the loose ball. Oh! Smith off to the races. Oh! Bullseye! Whatever you're doing, keep it locked. Don't go away. This Manchester team from the parish of Manchester wanting to light up the boards. They are doing that. They lead by a point with 4 minutes and 25 seconds to play in the third quarter when they trailed by as much as 4 points earlier on. They are back in the contest, shoulder to shoulder, and putting their proverbial shoulders to the wheel that spun out of control earlier on. And Calabar must find ways now to stay in the contest, because this Manchester team, once they go in front, my oh my, how dangerous they can be. Just a little over 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Walker. Day, Mortgage, Joseph, and Brown on the court for Calabar. The attempt that time from Bogle. He draws the foul. And some of the fans here inside the gymnasium going wild. A shot that is short. It was taken by the center Smith. A whistle sounds down low, mean that Manchester will hold on to possession. Bogle, oh, a good no-look pass. In fact, White made the no-look pass. Bogle couldn't finish. Joseph is blocked. Manchester. Bogle couldn't close out the play. You sense a degree of urgency now from both teams. And if you would have missed the first quarter, it ended 19-15 in favor of Manchester. And it was locked up 35-all at the end of the second quarter or the first half. Now locked up at 44 with 3.5 minutes to play. Saying good afternoon again to Mr. Basil Jarrett, the coach at Arden, who would have won several titles with Arden High School, gracing us with his presence. A long-range three. Manchester, they haven't scored a three-pointer. Manchester High haven't scored a three-pointer in this quarter. Neither have Calabar. But both teams recognizing, especially their shooters or the ball handlers, that when they get the good looks on the outside of that three-point line, there's always the propensity or the inclination to go at a three-point shot that they believe can at least open up a slight cushion for the respective teams. Manchester High over the limit. They're over the foul limit, which means that Calabar will shoot at the line. They'll shoot two. The first one is good. Walker will shoot again. Oh, sweet finish. Because the free throws will count down the stretch. They are important. And Calabar doing well at the free throw line. Manchester with it. A whistle sounds indicating that Collins of Manchester would have drew the foul. And so will go to the line to shoot two. We go back to our live and we say good afternoon, or good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever you're watching the live broadcast. Issa Sports TV's Manchester High School in Brown versus Calabar. And this is the under 16 high school basketball final at the UWI Gymnasium. Under 3 minutes to play, 46 all, the scoreline. Ladies and gentlemen, no clear winner at this juncture of the contest. Neither team managing to blow out the other. Day in the backcourt, can't find room to pass. Will the 3-second call affect Calabar? Yes. Manchester High doing well on the defensive end of the floor, pushing up that defense under the throat of Calabar, holding them at bay and forcing a turnover. And we say thanks to Ruan Harrison, who is helping us with the motto for Manchester, see Lucia Lou. And I'll perhaps ask Harrison to help us with the English translation of that Latin motto for Manchester High. A fight under the Calabar basket. And when the seas got troubled, the referee whistle bringing things under control. Carlos Henry, Rodney Wigan, they're here. Both referees, not sure if they'll be doing the final later on between, oh, that player tripped up. There's no whistle. Calabar still with it. Ball being passed outside. Walker can't spot up a three. Doesn't fall. The putback, however, by his teammate. Khalil Brown with the putback. Smith, ups the dribble. A reverse layup attempt. And it doesn't fall. Missing the mark that time, the Calabar dribbler. Smith goes the other way for Manchester. His layup is not converted. And the Calabar player missing the mark too. So neither team scoring in the last minute and 15 seconds. Under 30 seconds to play now. Oh, that player moved in slow motion. And Smith couldn't get it to fall. Can Calabar get off a shot? There's a whistle with 1.8 seconds left. Or just about 2 seconds remaining. And Calabar leading just by 2 points. And the second shot is good. Only a time to catch and shoot for Manchester. Can they score? No, time has expired. And that brings us to the end of an exciting and exhilarating third quarter here at the UWI Gymnasium. Some fans in your picture with the Issa sign in the backdrop. The Intersecondary School Sports Association, as our cameras pan the gymnasium. This Manchester team, certainly an awesome display from them. And Calabar likewise showing great mettle. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us. And thanks to Rowan Harrison, who said that the motto, Si Lucia Lu, in English means let your light so shine. And Manchester certainly have been shining their light in the contest against Calabar. Whatever darkness Calabar comes with, Manchester ensuring that the gymnasium stays illuminated. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment. So we say welcome back to the coverage. Oh! That's the first three-pointer of this half. And Manchester alive and well. Oh, looking superb. Their light is shining. They are flying and they are scoring. What a talented bunch of players from Manchester High School. Calabar in their front court, looking forward to advance. Oh, that was quickly broken up that time. A Manchester defender got a finger to it. It was meant for Day, that entry pass down low on the block. Ah! So the spectators were appealing for a traveling violation on the part of that Calabar player. 53-49 the score. Oh! Manchester searching for another three-pointer. That player of Calabar, Walker, going coast to coast. A 6-point lead now for Calabar. Dangerous moment for Manchester. They have some good looks. Johnson. Up top, Bogle finding Johnson. Johnson goes three. Oh! So a Manchester High School player down. So play being held up momentarily as a player of Manchester High down, and cameras will perhaps zoom in on that player. And he's getting help now from the coaching staff. As we look at the Wolmer's team now slowly coming into the gymnasium. They'll face off against Jamaica College later on as the coach calls a timeout for Manchester. To cool the temperatures here in the gymnasium a bit. But certainly it has been hot insofar as the action is concerned. It has been hot insofar as the end-to-end runs are concerned. And it has been competitive as it regards the intensity of the matchup. We're in the final quarter. So 7:47 to play, and we welcome the president of the Jamaica Basketball Association, Paulton Gordon. Paulton, good to have you. Earlier on, we spoke though to the principal of Manchester, Mr. Gabriel. We also spoke with Nyron Hurd, the coach there at Camperdown High, and having a quick one with you now. How happy are you with the push by Issa to have the games televised, basketball that is, as president?
Well, the visibility can only help basketball in general. It's important that persons realize that basketball is being played and it's being played at a very high level. So the step that Issa has taken to televise the games is one that we are hoping for a long time, and we are looking forward to partnering with them and doing other things related to promoting and creating more awareness around basketball.
I won't keep you long, but just another question that here at the gymnasium, though, some persons were wondering why the National Stadium courts could not have been used, the outdoor courts.
Well, that's really a question for Issa, but I suspect typically what happens, you'll have to buy the court. You have to book the court quite in advance, and sometimes when there are actual other activities even happening in the arena, they close off that space because of parking issues, etc. So I suspect that's what was happening there, but I can double check on that.
Thanks again.
All right, take care.
So Mr. Paulton Gordon, of course, he's president of the Jamaica Basketball Association, having a quick word with us. At this juncture, though, as we see Calabar leading their biggest lead yet. Calabar leading their biggest lead yet, 57-49 based on the scores. And this now would be Calabar's biggest lead as they lead by 10 points. A 10-point lead for Calabar. Here is where Manchester will have to bring out the greatest fight within them. If it stays as it is, then Calabar could be heading to another under 16 All-Ireland High School Basketball Championship title. The trophies and the presentation will follow. Oh! That was like a dagger to the heart of the Manchester players. Calabar's largest lead, 13 points. Could this be over? 6 minutes remaining. An entry pass. Bogle. He's been called upon. Unable to finish. Calabar the other way. A fast break. And a foul. Oh. The referee could have called a flagrant foul. Dangerous tackle that time. But the player of Calabar will be okay. It's number 8, Khalil Brown. And here is where the Calabar team now have placed themselves within the driver's seat and in a handy position now to extend that lead even further. So this is the Issa All-Ireland Under 16 High School Basketball Final happening at the UWI Bowl. We say welcome to our coverage on Issa Sports TV. Yours truly, Dwight Fraser, the commentator. And just to tell you later on, we should have Wolmer's up against Jamaica College in the Under 19 finale. So the first shot ain't good for Brown, but he will shoot one more. Unsuccessful. Here is Manchester, off and running. Getting a rear bucket at that time through Johnson. Calabar breaking the full court trap. Down the lane! And Walker getting 2 more for Calabar. Still a 13-point lead with less than 5.5 to play. Johnson finding Bogle, but he turns the ball over. So Manchester High getting in all sorts of trouble now. Turning the ball over. Calabar sensing victory, but still 5 minutes to play. There's a foul. So it's on Bogle. Make that his 4th foul. One more and then he's gone. So Mendez, who went after the loose ball, didn't get it. Here comes Bogle and Johnson. They're moving the ball. Johnson's open, so too is Bogle. Bogle passes it. Skip court. Can a shot be taken now by Manchester? Oh. Unsuccessful. There's a break in the play and the momentum with the school from the parish of Manchester by the same name getting possession there in the brown. Bogle with a runner. Couldn't get the floater to drop. And the putback. It was by Smith. They're staying there with a full court defense, Manchester, to slow down this Calabar train. That is if they can. Still a 13-point lead. A little over 4 minutes to play. Some of the spectators at the edge of their seats. Johnson unable to finish. And whenever Manchester extends that full court trap, Calabar finding a way to extend the press. Oh, Day against the glass. A little over 180 seconds to play now. Oh, a sweet shot that fell sweetly for Johnson. But somehow Calabar is going to reply. When Ludlow Barker, the coach of Calabar, stands, when he roars to his Calabar players, let's go, then you can almost sense that it's over. But it's never over until the final whistle sounds. Still some fight left in this Manchester team. They trail by 14. So one shot there for the Calabar player. It is successful. So almost answering a three-point call. A foul and one. A 14-point advantage. 15-point now for Calabar. And Manchester have dug a deeper hole for themselves now. And a timeout called by the Manchester coaching staff, who must assess now within the remaining minutes of this contest what has suddenly gone wrong in the last 4 minutes and 20 seconds. When Manchester trailed by only 4 points, they find themselves trailing now by 15. And a little over 3 minutes to play, and has certainly disintegrated into chaos for Manchester High. So as we read some of the comments on the Life with Moya says, Calabar, you got this. And certainly it seems so. Sirani says, let's go, Chester. Rich Bogle, greetings, Sir Rowan. And Andrew Watson says, yes, Calabar, that's my boy. And Josette Brown on the live saying, Calabar ever so powerful. Yes, they are. And Wiley saying, one C-bar. At the moment, it is one-way traffic, though, for Calabar, who leads. A fight for the ball. Could there still be some fight left in Manchester? They've given it away. Here is Manchester. Behind the back, Bogle towards the rim, missing the mark. The putback is good. And the putback from Collins. Some spectators screaming, others with fingers crossed for this Manchester team. Oh, what a great steal. Still ain't over. Johnson waiting for three. Oh! Bullseye! They trail now by 10 points. Ladies and gentlemen, could we be going down to the wire with this matchup? Don't write Manchester off just yet. So Manchester High fighting for every loose ball. They trail by 12. And they find this matchup slipping away. But they're staying in it with a sense of urgency. Calabar getting 2 more. And will go to the line to shoot. The lead back up to 14. Oh, converting that time. It was Khalil Brown for Calabar. A 15-point lead that Calabar lost earlier has been restored in under 2 minutes. Can Manchester find something extra? Is there an extra gear in this standard operation? Or will they run it on automatic? And a foul call. The title here at the UWI Bowl, the under-16 high school title, which was on the line earlier, literally, with both teams locked up throughout the contest, has slipped away from Manchester High. A minute and a half for them to close a 15-point gap. Their motto says, let your light shine. Can they find that extra light, that extra push, that extra courage to perhaps push this one in possible overtime? We wait to see. The player of Calabar missing the first shot will take the second. It is good. This would have been a good time now to call a timeout. The coaching staff of Manchester, but nonetheless. Johnson! Oh, just couldn't get it to fall. And the big man in there, Smith, didn't get the rebound either. A fight for the loose ball. Manchester recognizing that every single possession counts. And Calabar, they too, as they're a minute and 23 seconds away from the 2024 title. Bogle, oh, just caught the front of the rim. And it sends Collins at the line, the sound of that whistle. Sir Collins, successful with the first attempt, will shoot another. Unable to convert on the second. So the player, Johnson, on whom the foul was called, it sends Calabar to the line. A minute and 11 seconds to play. The Calabar spectators and the players getting ready to celebrate. Converts the first. Unable to get the second. Here is Manchester now. Just about a minute to play. Bogle down the lane. It couldn't fall. The putback. That misses as well. And so Calabar regains possession. Manchester extending the full court trap, but that might be a little too late. Down the lane. And Joseph of Calabar, the biggest lead yet for the team in green and black, 18 points. That player almost in jail, Walker, breaking free. So that Calabar player getting the support from his bench as we see the spectators, some standing and expecting now a massive celebration from Calabar, as there'll be no way that this Manchester team can come back from this 18-point deficit with the 28 seconds left on the clock. The coaches now put on their respective benches. So just about 19 seconds remaining now, 18.4 to be exact. And a fight for the loose ball. A jump ball is called, is it? Calabar will get possession from the side. It was a good attempt at the time from that Calabar player. And just 4 seconds remaining now. It's over. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 2024 Issa All-Ireland High School Under-16 Basketball Championship is Calabar. What an exciting contest in the end. It started out at a frenetic pace. Manchester held the lead on several occasions. Calabar racked up their biggest lead of 18 points. And in the end, just about some 4 minutes or so, in the space of 4 minutes, when Manchester trailed by just about 4 points, things disintegrated and they lost the contest. Congrats to Calabar in winning here this afternoon. 86-2 the final score. And we stand you by. We'll be having the matchup as we look at both teams now shaking hands. And the biggest man in the picture there, Lord Lubaka, the coach of Calabar, and the young lady having word with the Manchester player at that time. That's Keisha Lindsay, a former secretary of the Jamaica Basketball Association. We say good afternoon to our good friend Winston Keys, himself who have worked in the trenches at many sporting events, including at the prep and the high school level, at the senior level as well, Intercol, Business House. And we certainly would have paid all dues in this country. And You gotta look on the big camera back, you see? All right, so with us now is the coach of Calabar. Congratulations, Coach Ludlow Barker, in winning this, of course, this championship, the under 16. How happy are you?
Very happy. I think this team, we started out slowly, and I think momentum, especially when we had our camp in Christmas, I think everything changed. They came together, they put in the work, and the work has shown. I mean, double is not easy to do. I told them, because you can get comfortable after winning the conference. And they bought in. I think Coach Stewart did a hell of a job, and we continue to do well as a school.
Looking at it also to this Calabar team, really started fast with Manchester. Manchester kept with you for majority of the game. I thought it was in the fourth quarter, round about midway, that you got a chance to slowly pull away and pull away for good.
Well, remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And we had to take some good punches from them. I mean, there was a young man, the number 3, that was us lighting up from 3. And then there was a young man driving to the basket. So he had good guard play. So we had to negate that by putting some pressure there, give them a little less space to work with. And I think that worked for us, really. And we started to play defense. Because we didn't play good defense in the first half. But our second half, especially our fourth quarter performance, really came up chumps. And then we started to finish. And you know, boy, the rest was history.
Congrats again, Coach.
Thank you very much, sir. Good to see you, my friend.
Blessings. So Ludlow Barker there, heading off, of course, to the locker room to talk with his players. So that's where we put the lid on it, to tell you that Calabar have won the championship, defeating, defeating Manchester 80-62. And of course, when we come back, we continue our coverage where Jamaica College will face off with Wolmer's. Yeah,